Okay guys, we're going to fire this sucker up for the first time. And like I say, we're disconnecting the JAMA connector from the 60-in-1, and we have disconnected, you can see here, the power connector for the monitor. I didn't disconnect the video, but to be honest, no video signal can come through because that comes from the JAMA harness, so it's still connected. But what we want to do first is fire up the power supply section, make sure our switcher is putting out proper DC voltages, and adjust that if necessary, which of course we need to check them later, at the PCB, because there is possibility if you set something at 5 volts, by the time it gets up to the PCB, it could be like 4.8 volts or something. And certain boards, maybe not the 60-in-1, but older boards especially, are sometimes sensitive to voltage. So we're going to see if we can get it around 5 or 5.1 or so up there. And we just want to check our voltages all the way through, anywhere that we can, and especially coming out of that isolation transformer, we want to check that connector right there. That's what's going to plug into the monitor. So we want to make sure that we've got pretty close to an isolated 120 volts. I think there was a clip in the past, I might have said something about 220. I never did edit it out of a video, so if you guys remember in one of the last couple of videos, I might have said something about 220 coming out of that isolation transformer. Well, I just misspoke, and it's whatever coming out of your wall and then going through the isolation transformer. It'll change by a few volts, and like the arcade buffet told me, I mean, it's not always a perfect one-to-one, and if you don't have a load on it, you're going to be probably a little heavy. I think when I tried this out, just doing kind of a bench test on it, you guys were here for that, it was doing like 131 volts. And that's really what we want to see right now. We don't want to see much different than that. Coming out of my outlets here, I've got like 123 volt, excuse me, 123 or 124 volts. But so we just want to check all those and make sure that we're not somehow, messing up the voltages. We've got something wired the wrong way. If we see the switcher smoke or the transformer smoke, well, at least we're protecting our chassis on the monitor and our 60-in-1 board, and we'll have to come back and see what we did wrong. But right now, we're just going to put our probes in. See, we've got the fluke set to AC voltage here. If it doesn't time out on me, because I've been waiting for my air conditioner to cut off. It was blowing the vent right beside me. And it doesn't matter which one of these we put the probes in, because it's, it's alternating current. You're going to get the same results. But we can find out which one's hot and which one's neutral if we need to. Let's see if I can even get these in here. I need a tripod for my phone. I don't like to keep a lot of pressure on things like that, and there is always a chance things can slip. So if I trip over my breakers, I guess my wife will be freaking out. She's trying to sleep upstairs, I think. Okay. I'm sorry, I bought you guys a few. Okay. We've got it in there. And, wow, we're reading 0 volts. That's actually fantastic. So we've got that all ready. I want to keep you guys on this. And I hope you don't see my ugly toes because I'm barefoot. I'm going to take this and just stretch it over here to my power strip. And I usually don't like to plug something like this into a power strip, but that's what I want to do, just for testing. And we got it almost reaching. Okay, about to plug it in. So we're going to switch your view to the meter. And I'm going to have to unplug this thing quick if something bad happens. I see a light on the switcher. We've got 131.9 volts. I can hear a hum. I think that's just from the transformer. Thought I felt heat coming off of here. Yeah, it's a definite hum in there. Nothing's melting. The fuse didn't blow. The lighting makes it look like there's a spark running out and back across the fuse. That's just me moving. Oh gosh, we got Night Rider inside my cabinet going across the fuse. Switcher's running. So let's start checking some other voltages. We're staying at a pretty steady 131. It's 139.9, now it's 131.7, 131.8, 132. There's a little fluctuation there. I think I heard my refrigerator ice maker do something. It could be affecting it slightly. But that's pretty steady, not too bad. So we're going to take these probes and start checking on, just the different parts of the connections. And guys, I'm not going to do that with one hand because that's kind of dangerous doing that with AC. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'll let you know how the rest of this goes. I don't mind doing maybe the DC from the switcher live. So okay guys, I did checks on every single connection and it all looks pretty much perfect. Like I say, coming out of the ISO, it's a little high at 131, but the arcade buffet said, yeah, without a load, that's perfectly natural, and it sounds right too. I did check the voltages coming straight in from the wall, and they're at a steady 124 volts, all the way up through the line filter into the switcher, and now we're going to check the DC. So we'll check 12 volt and make sure I'm on DC volts. I am. So we're going to check the 12 volt rail. Let's see. Hit a ground here. There's two grounds, and there's 12 volt right there. And measuring 12.5 volts. That probably were, but we need to go down a little if we can. So let's go ahead and hit the -5 while we're here. So I know you guys can't see crap sometimes, but we're on the screw and one ground for -5. A little low at -4.5. Not all boards use that. Lots of boards use it for some of the sound. If they have a sound section or a separate soundboard, they'll use -5 volts. Probably 5 volts is your most important. And so let's check. Let's see, 5 volts. Let's reverse these leads. Hit a ground. Let's see. 12, -5, ground. We'll hit this top ground. And this should be 5 volts right there. 5.26. Okay. Let me see if I can set you guys up where you can see this. I bet you can. You. But you can't see me adjust that, can you? Let's see if my phone will stay there. If not, y'all gonna get a very strange view of me in a second. Turning red, bending over this cabinet. Let's see, now we should be on the 5 volt. Yeah, we are. I'm looking at the meter. You guys can't see both, but we're just going to gently turn this if this screwdriver will fit. And I'm not sure it does. This is kind of a larger bit. Oh, it turns. Oh, okay, it went down a little. It's okay to be a little proud of 5 volts. We'll see if we can get it to about 5.1. And see if I can grab you without dropping you. Oh. So we're still on the 5 volts. We made an adjustment. And we're at 5.1. So we're going to leave her there. I'm going to check the other voltages right quick. Let's see. Let's go back and see what kind of change this made. Once I move that, we'll go to, let's go to 12 volts first. I got my leads all wrapped up. Let me unwrap them. Negative, we'll go to 12. Hey, that's closer to good. 12.12. And we'll check the 5 volts. Let's see, -5 volts for shits and giggles. Ooh, it's a little low. It's not that important, but we'll see. So everything's looking good. Like I say, I've already checked the AC. Whoa, I'm blocking my view and your view. We've already checked the AC going in, and it looks good. And I think all our grounds are fine. So let's hook up the JAMA connector, and I'll make another clip of that. Okay, guys, we've just hooked up the JAMA connector. I was trying to make a clip of doing it, and I got my hand in the way. So anyway, just know that we just plugged the JAMA connector in. That's all we've done. And we just trusted the sticker that said component side on it, because this one actually doesn't have a key on it. I mean, I like to show you guys things if I can while I'm doing it, but I'm just going to show you. See, there's no key on that. Usually there's a little key right over here, about 7 from the left, I think. That's right. Yeah, I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, like the 7th position has got a key. Sometimes I have a little plastic lug in there, so you can't plug this on wrong. But we're going to trust it because each side's labeled. This side says solder side, and the other side says component. And I don't have my wires memorized. I do know on each end you've got a couple of grounds on each end. Just trying to remember. I think that next one is, you know, like at least 2 5-volts. And I'm trying to remember if the 12-volt comes in on the same end. I thought it did, but generally that would be like yellow wires, I think. Anyway, can't memorize everything. We're going to plug her on. See if I can get her lined up right. Click, click. Make sure she's seated good. Yeah. As I get older, I'm losing my ability to control the camera and do something else at the same time. Okay, that's plugged up. Let's see. So that means the video to the monitor is actually plugged up too. I don't think there'll be any dangerous voltages going through because everything looks good. We're not hooking up the voltage to the monitor. This cable is still loose. Let's just see if we hear any sounds in here playing blind. So 5, 4, and yeah, my air conditioner's kicked on again, so sorry for his background noise. Turn around, cable. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ooh, lights. Now, it may go into a menu until you set it up for maybe the first time. I don't know. And you know what? Some of those cut wires up front, I never did check to see if those are some type of volume control. I'm trying to remember. But it does look like the board's operating at least. There's like an activity light and a power light. I know I did set the jumpers just looking through the book one day to what I know I want to use with this board. And I think it was stuff like keep high scores and different stuff like that. But you're supposed to be able to go into a menu in this thing and turn different games on and off and set their like jumpers that would have been on the factory PCBs when it was an arcade machine. You can set them on the screen kind of digitally and it will save those settings. And I don't know if it has some type of chip or capacitor that retains that for a certain length of time and holds your high scores and stuff. But oh, listen to that. And look, we have a flashing green light. It must have been doing some type of initialization. I don't know how to set the volume. Alright. See if I just move the joystick. Not doing anything. Hey, I'm getting excited now. We definitely done some things correct. We're going to unpower it, so let's unplug it here. Okay, took it a second to die. All right, ooh, getting nervous now. Everything's going so good. And besides that darn marquee light that I haven't made an extension and a connection for AC to yet, right now is kind of the moment of truth. And I'm going to make another clip for this and come back. It makes it much easier to edit. Okay guys, this is the only connection that we haven't connected on the cabinet. We have done so much wiring to this thing. And I'm really kind of scared because, well, the isolation transformer through the test seems to be operating properly. But this chassis and tube, neck board, all that stuff has been stored for over a decade, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember when I was putting the main cab videos up when I first started tearing that bowling cabinet apart and turning it into something else. But this thing has just been stored here at the house ever since then. It's never been turned on, run, no power applied. But I just remember that it had a nice colorful screen and it was pretty clear. So unless those capacitors have dried out like crazy, I'm hoping this thing will still work. Click. Come on, buddy. Now I'm trying to think the best way to do this. It's like I want to watch back here, but I want to watch up front too. But I need to see if anything smokes back here. I think I'm going to come back for another clip in a second because I need to let this air conditioner turn off, because I know you guys can't hear it much, but when you turn a monitor on, there's a lot of things you can tell just by the sounds. And you know, if all of a sudden you got high voltage or if it shuts down and stuff like that, you've heard those things and you know those things. A lot of you do. But we mainly want to see, like, if we see a big spark go fly out of the flyback, or if we see a capacitor pop or a resistor burn up or anything like that, we want to be watching for that for a second. I'm going to keep you guys on the chassis, and also so I can come back and look in case anything goes wrong. Oh God, I hear high voltage. I hear high voltage. Do I have net glow? I've got net glow. You guys can't see it because of the flash. I turned it off. Do you see? I got net glow. I don't see anything smoking. Let me turn my flash back on. I've got to look closely at that board. I hear high voltage, guys. This thing sounds like it's running perfect. It fired up the first try. Still flashing with yellow there. Let's see. I'm going to cut off the flash. Cross your fingers, guys. Cross your fingers. Oh, it's upside down. If that's the only thing. Oh, you see my ugly mug. Block my face. Block my face. Got my Pac-Man shirt on. Bite me. Oh my gosh. You know, I thought that might be a problem. And that's fixed simply by reversing yoke wires. I could remount this tube, but I can probably reverse the yoke wires. I have to do both of them horizontal. There it is. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's make some adjustments. See if our adjustment board works. Turn this back on. We want to do horizontal position first. You gotta remember, horizontal position's up and down the way this monitor's mounted. Yeah, these pots are sticky. See it jumping? Let me work these out and back a little. Oh my gosh, that looks fantastic. Look at that screen, guys. Let me let you see without the flash. Look at that. This screen looks awesome. Awesome. Just like I remember it when I bought the cab. Okay guys, this is working really good. Like I said, I can't quite get the height on the screen, which it's upside down, and the height is basically your horizontal width quite right, so I need to adjust that horizontal width coil. So I'm going to get a plastic tool and adjust that, and probably the first thing I need to do is, one, get my yoke flipped so that this is correct. I knew, I told myself, I said 50-50 chance. I'm never lucky in a 50-50 type situation. I will lose every time. And I said, that picture's going to be upside down, watch it. But yeah, I could easily flip it. I ain't going to say easily. I've got things run the way I want them, but I could flip this whole tube. But I would rather just pull the yoke wires and flip the yoke pins if I can get them to do that in that connector without having to split it. If I have to split the connector to do it, then I might take the tube loose and flip it around. But anyway, it is so loud right now. Even over my wife's fan upstairs, she's probably hearing this, and she's a sound sleeper, but I need to get this volume turned down, so I need to find out if there's a... Guys, I was getting some interference on the screen. I didn't notice it at first, and as I started looking at the menu for these games, I started noticing a good bit of snow and interference. Well, I don't think it's there at all anymore. It's crystal clear. I don't know how well this camera's picking it up, but I know you're probably getting some flashing, but it's not there at all anymore because I disconnected the ground from the chassis metal pan. I had run that special ground wire to the chassis metal pan, and I think Arcade Buffet had mentioned to me if I've got any interference to go ahead and take that wire loose, because he says he really doesn't ground the frame of the monitor. He's experienced interference with it in the past, so he said if I got that, to take that wire loose, and sure enough, it made it disappear. Now, I've read on the forums, some people have that issue, and what they'll do is connect like the logic ground on the switching power supply with the frame ground and just do it with a loop of wire, and it will make it go away. Now I haven't tried that. I'm actually a little scared to try that actually. This is working so well. But there's just some confusion between different types of ground in a cabinet and stuff. And, you know, I've got this far with this. It's like I almost want to leave that wire loose now. But I think I have seen on like my Mortal Kombats, I thought I seen a little pigtail going between the frame ground and the signal ground that's, you know, right there between the like 5 volt, negative 5 volt lines. I mean, I could try it. I'm a little scared to try it, kind of, but you know, I still need to get these yoke wires swapped around and try to adjust the horizontal width coil. We'll see what happens.